What's going on, YouTube? Sorry, it's been a minute. From me to you, from my garage to wherever you're sitting at. Back with another Bitcoin video. The topic I'm going to title this is like when to sell Bitcoin, or why should you sell Bitcoin? It's probably going to be when do you sell Bitcoin? When do you sell your money? Right? When do you sell your house? When do you sell any asset? It's a simple question. You would sell it when you want to move into a higher asset, or when you want to buy something else. You do not sell Bitcoin unless you absolutely have to. We have to go back to what everybody's talking about. Well, there's only 21 million Bitcoin and such is lost. Since yes, you have to focus on those points. Bitcoin is finite. It's going to be it's going to be extremely difficult to get more Bitcoin after the halving. It might not be immediate, but once other corporations figure out that, hey, listen, we need to add this to our balance sheets, and so we need to obtain this, we need to have our own keys, we need to own Bitcoin, it's going to be difficult for the retail investors. It's going to be difficult for you and I to gain just, maybe even an entire Bitcoin, maybe even a whole one, because BlackRock and a lot of these companies are buying directly from the miners. And the miners, they aren't going to sell once they have it happen. They're not going to sell the whole 450. They're not going to sell it. They're going to sell just enough to make ends meet. So once again, the question is, when do you sell? I'm going to say never. When would you sell your house? That's a good question. When would you ever sell? When would I sell this house? I guess when I'm done with it, when I'm trying to move into something bigger. So if I was to sell my Bitcoin, I would have to sell it into a better performing asset, right? And right now, there is nothing even close right now. There is nothing. Today is the 9th. Yesterday was the 8th, and before that was the 7th, of course. So the 7th, it was around 69, 68. On the 8th, it went up to 72. And as a Bitcoiner, I call myself a Bitcoiner. If you've been around for at least two halvings, then I would consider you a Bitcoiner. If you've been investing for two halvings, I can see, so 4 years, 4 to 5 years, I would say. But I've been around for like six to seven. But I hadn't thought about Bitcoin as a super asset until the ending of 2023. That's when I started to I'll say like 2 or 3 times a year, I'll call it like myself in my room, and I'll take my assets that I already have and say, okay, what is my net worth? What is a failing or losing asset right now? And yes, doing it quarterly, companies do it quarterly. So I do it 3 times a year, maybe 4 times a year. And I'll sit and okay, what is the best asset? Where should I move my money to? And I think about it. Okay, I thought about it at the end of last year. Bitcoin is my best performing asset. And I did buy it 2020, or a lot of it 2020, 2021. And it was going down. And it recovered. And I questioned, I'm like, what is, and I was dollar cost, as it was going down, I was dollar cost averaging in. I kept buying the dip as much as I could anyways. And then I looked at more videos and other YouTubers, and I was like, man, why am I not going all in on Bitcoin? Why am I not like at least 50%, at least some people say 5%, whatever. I'm still in my 20s. Why am I just like tiptoeing when this is my best performing asset, and I believe in this asset, and it's the most liquid. It's the most, right now, I could sell a Bitcoin today. I couldn't sell my house in one day. I couldn't sell, I'll have to wait until the morning to sell my stocks. And even then, for that money to process, it takes time. And if I want to sell my Bitcoin like that. 30 minutes for that transaction to be settled, right? Roughly $3 to $4. That's US dollars to settle, to move that money anywhere across the world. It was a no-brainer. And, you know, you get the whole list of it's, you know, it's no owner, you know, it's finite. You get those, but it's just remove the other high notes of Bitcoin and say, hey, with Bitcoin being an asset, how fast can I move this? How liquid is Bitcoin? Like, yes, it's volatile. Yes, you get all the characteristics of why Bitcoin is so great. But ask yourself this. If you had to choose, oh, I need water. If you had to choose between, I am just having a terrible wreck right now. Fresh shower, and I need some moisturizer. But then ask yourself this question. If I could choose gold, fiat, Bitcoin, or any other asset, which one would you choose? And once again, money, cash isn't an asset. But I said gold. I did say fiat, so scratch that. But gold, Bitcoin, Apple stock, Nvidia stock, silver. Like, if you had a ton of assets, what top 2 assets would you choose? Me personally, I'm choosing Bitcoin and gold. It's like, I'm only choosing gold because I think it's better than everything else. But even then, it's just, I mean, this video is already getting longer than what I want it to be. The point of this video is like when to sell. Never sell. I'm personally going to sell Bitcoin when I can easily trade it from person to person. When, like if Bitcoin hit $1 million, would I sell it? Sell it for what? Get $1 million? Sell my Bitcoin for $1 million? I wouldn't do that. What would you put your money in? If I sold my house, I'm putting my money into Bitcoin. If I sold any stocks, but I sold most of all my stocks, I'm putting it into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the asset. It is the savings account. What else? What else? I'll wait for your answer. I've been waiting for something. I've been waiting for comments. I look in comments and other videos. I'm like, what is it about Bitcoin that we're all missing? It has to be something. And I'm thinking. And I'll create another video after this, actually. But I have a few things that might scare people about getting into Bitcoin. Because I want to ruffle the feather. I want to ruffle up the community, because as a Bitcoiner, you become so obsessed and so bullish that almost nothing can, like, it's nothing that can get in your way from how bullish you will be or how bullish you are about Bitcoin if you're a Bitcoiner. But that's my video. I know it was kind of everywhere, but never sell your Bitcoin. Never. That's the end of the video. Peace.